Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as most of you know by now, we are currently in the middle of the Payday apparel event, and in order to earn the items in the event, you need to earn season XP, and to do that, you can do a bunch of different shit in the game. It's really up to you. I mean, you can do missions, open world activities, and the reason I've chosen to put this build together right now is because a lot of people have reached out to the channel asking what is one of my go-to builds regardless of what I'm doing in the game, so that's exactly what I'm going to highlight really quick. Now, as we start off at the very end of the video, I will talk about the different ways you can earn that season XP for this apparel event. But as always, we're going to jump right into the build breakdown. If you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out. And if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Starting with the specialization, you can see I'm using Technician, and the main reason for that is because that will give us access to the linked laser pointer, which is automatically going to pulse every single enemy we target. That comes into play with a talent on our weapon and our chest. And always remember, regardless of the specialization you choose, have the proper weapons activated in that weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, my primary weapon for this build is the Kingbreaker, and a lot of players out there, including myself, have kind of a love-hate relationship with this weapon, because first of all, it hits like a Mack truck. I mean, the thing is an absolute monster. However, a few title updates back, they wound up dropping the RPM on this weapon, which made it a little bit unbearable to use for some players. A lot of players still love to use it, and that is because of its talent, which is Perfect Flatline. That is going to amplify weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies, and it says after 3 kills, it applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. But remember, because we are wearing that link laser pointer, every single enemy we target is going to be pulsed. Now, I know a lot of players out there may not like using this weapon. You do have a few different options. Now, if you happen to have the Lexington, I definitely recommend using that. That would be my go-to weapon with this build. Now, unfortunately, you cannot farm for the Lexington at the moment, as this was granted out by the game a while back, but I can promise you as soon as you have the ability to try to get this thing again, I will bring you that information right away. Now, you can also use a Carbine 7 with their regular talent Flatline. I can promise you that can still get the job done. And thankfully, both the Carbine 7 and the Kingbreaker are in the general loot pool. You can farm anywhere the assault rifle is the targeted loot. I recommend hitting up the Summit or Countdown. Moving on to my secondary, it is the Rock and Roll Shotgun, and I'm using this so I can build stacks for HeartBreaker as quickly as possible. Now, this is a PvP exclusive. You can also get it from name caches. And in the meantime, if you do not have it, I recommend using an ACS 12 with a regular talent Flatline, as I will also help you reach max stacks pretty damn quick. Now, moving on to the gear itself, you can see we are running 4 HeartBreaker, 1 Petrov, and 1 Overlord. Starting with a mask, it's the first piece of HeartBreaker. We're running 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. The 2 pieces 15% assault rifle and LMG damage, 3 pieces 15% weapon handling, 4 pieces Heartstopper. Headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds, but once again, my friends, because of that linked laser pointer, every single enemy we target is automatically going to be pulsed. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies are going to add a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1.1% weapon damage up to 50 stacks. However, because we are wearing the HeartBreaker body armor, we also have access to the Talent Max BPM, which is going to increase max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. Obviously, that's twice as much, and as a solo player, if you happen to be using this, it definitely is going to help you out. Next, we have the holster, and as you can see, that is the 3rd piece of HeartBreaker, and one thing I'm trying to do is stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage on every single piece of gear. Moving on to the knee pads, it's the 1 piece of Overlord. Those are the Fox's Prayer knee pads, and we're running these named knee pads because of that middle attribute, 8% damage to targets out of cover, one of the best attributes in the game. That now takes us to the gloves. It's the 1 piece of Petrov. These are the Contractor's gloves. Again, these named gloves have that middle attribute locked in, 8% damage to armor. And for those of you out there who may not have these gloves or knee pads, they're in the general loot pool. I recommend hitting up Countdown or the Summit. Set your targeted loot accordingly. Last but not least, my friends, we have the backpack. It is the 4th and final piece of HeartBreaker, and because we are wearing a HeartBreaker bag, we have access to the Talent Cold, which is going to increase total bonus armor gain per stack of Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. So again, double. That's a good thing, my friends. Now, as far as these skills are concerned, as you can see, I'm using one of my favorite combinations in the game, that is the Crusader Shield and the Artificer Hive, which you have access to with the Technician Specialization as well. Now, for those of you that may not know how this thing works, as a solo player, if you keep it holstered, you will get its benefits. If you're running in a group, you can put it on the ground. Other people in that radius will get the benefits as well. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage. After that, I will talk about the current apparel event going on in the game. One final thing I'd like to mention really quick is remember, this is just a template. I mean, there are so many different ways to run with a build like this. And the reason I say that in every build breakdown is that the most important thing is to take your time and make a build your own. You know, in this version of the build, I'm sitting at 1.6 million armor. You may not need that much. You may want to sit at 1.1, 1.2. You may want a little bit more, a little bit less. So once again, take that time, try out different variations until you find one you enjoy using. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time. And as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Bury our dead and move the supplies you recovered back to the bridge. We'll find Danvers and make him pay for this. There's more cleaner activity in Dumbo. I'll check in with scouts. Call if we find anything.
Good morning once again, my fellow agents. It is, what is today? Today is Wednesday, July 16th. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. All right, so when we take a look at the current event, which is the Payday crossover event apparel thing we got going on, as you can see, you have, as of my recording this, 1 week and 5 days left to earn these rewards. Now, in my opinion, you got some pretty damn great items that are free. You can also buy a premium track if you want to. That's totally up to you. And as far as how to actually level up during this event, all you need to do is farm for season XP. Make sure you check out your weekly and daily projects. And if you have not completed your journey missions, that's another great way to earn a ton in a short amount of time. I will put together a standalone video showing you some other farming methods. That's all I got for this one, my friends. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.